Hello, hello! Does this even work? Yes, it does. At least something works. That's something. So, I apologize for the technical problems. I'm still actually running all the things I need to run to be able to live stream, but yeah, we're pretty close to actually getting it going. So first of all, do I hear myself on YouTube? I don't know because I don't have headphones connected. You know what, I'm actually going to switch to the other scene and see if the logo is now smooth. So let's see, it's still clunky chunky. I don't know why. I don't know. Yeah. So my apologies again for the time. It will take me like 1 or 2 more minutes to actually run everything I need to run to be able to fully stream. Yeah, there were quite a lot of things. So, I guess I can tell you what we will be talking about today, and that thing will be PicoCTF. PicoCTF is a CTF created by the Carnegie Mellon University team, by PPP, for basically high schoolers. So it's an entry-level CTF, and yeah, like you can expect all the tasks to be rather simple in comparison to everything which is going on, you know, like DEF CON qualifiers or like played CTF itself. But it's actually great to get into CTFs. Now, for some reason, yeah, my video is still lagging. I don't know why, but yeah, we'll have to suffer through it today. Sorry, I'm starting to think it's actually a problem on the YouTube side and not really on my side. Okay, so I need to, I guess, run a couple of more things. This is one of them. Okay. And I also need another browser to see your questions. Yeah, well, if you've seen my stream about how my streaming setup looks like, you know it's pretty complicated. Okay, and one more thing and we are ready to go. Cool, can I hear even myself? Yes, I can hear myself. Oh, but I do not hear the moderator, so let me switch to the moderator. The moderator today is going to be disconnected. Disconnected, his nickname is right here, yeah, somewhere here. If you write his nickname and a question, which is directed to me, then he will be able to let me know basically that the question is there. And I will be doing questions at the beginning of the live stream, then at the end of the live stream, and in the middle I will be doing only questions which are related to the topic of the live stream. With all the other questions basically at the beginning, at the end. So no questions will be lost, but during during the live stream itself, I will be focusing on, yes, on the, sorry, I'm changing settings, on the questions which are related to the topic. Okay, disconnected, do you hear me? Okay, so my moderator, the connection with my moderator actually works, which is perfect. And now I need to open the browser with a PicoCTF and we can get going, which is amazing. By the way, there is no mission today. I actually, like, literally just got back from work to do the live stream, so I was not able to prepare the mission, sorry. But last week's mission, you can still try to solve it. I think it was pretty cool, so you should check it out. Obviously, it has been solved already, but it's still pretty cool. Now, what do I need? There's one more thing I need. Okay, I have a browser. What's the link to PicoCTF 2017? And I do need to log in. And when I log in, we can get going. If there are any questions at this time, do write them to Disconnected. If you are on our IRC channel, then you can use the !Q command to actually ask a question without needing to ping our moderator. Okay. So, question number 135, what's my password? I am going to mute the keyboard for a second, be right back. Okay, and welcome back. I'm logged in now. Okay, everything is ready, and we can finally get going. A couple of fast news. First of all, the call for papers for the Security Pwning conference, which is happening in Warsaw in Poland in November, is already open. You can look for Security Pwning, like PWNING, to find the call for papers. It's a pretty fun conference. It's mostly in Polish, but there will be like simultaneous translators who can, you can just take a earphone and basically get English live translation of whatever is going on whatever is the speaker is talking about. So that's that. Apart from that, Google is hiring, as you know. We are looking for security folk. If you are interested, then do ping me. We have openings in several teams. And right, I've recorded a video log. I decided to do these short and not really fully edited video logs that will be posted on YouTube, I guess, like twice a week. Probably not more frequently at the beginning, at least, unless I have like a huge pile of them. And one is already on YouTube, so if you go to my channel, let's switch to the desktop. Oh, that's actually good. That is the correct desktop. I was worried that it would like switch to the wrong desktop for a moment. After reboot, I'm not really sure what the OBS settings are. And since I have a lot of displays, it turns to mix them up. Cool. So yeah, if you go to my channel, no, not this channel, the English channel actually. So that's LVN. Do I have zoom it? And whoa, what happened? Alright, be right back. So this was pretty funny. It seems I do not have zoom it enabled, and whatever I just pressed logged me out. But I hope the recording is still going. Okay, now zoom it should be enabled. You can see my desktop. Can we zoom on the desktop? Yes, perfect. So something works, maybe not everything, but something works. Now I do need to open all the windows which I just closed. And okay, perfect. No, how many windows do I even have? Yeah, now. Okay, so if you go to my channel, then here's the first video log. And yeah, there will be more. They will be like always shorter than 10 minutes, and they will be related to basically problems I'm finding when coding, for examples, or questions I'm being asked from you on my email, and so on. So this will be like really random topics, all of them technical. Like there will be no stuff like what did I eat for breakfast, unless I ate something technical for breakfast, I guess. Cool. My password reflects in my glasses. Even if it does, you probably will not able to decode it with the resolution of the camera which is currently running. But I do love acronym the way you think. That's like the proper hacker mindset, and CSI mindset as well. And I think that's it. So this is the PicoCTF website, and there is a tutorial, and there is like some chat message which is going on, and we are going to skip it, right? Yeah, we're going to skip it. Continue. So this is our computer. Our computer is actually pretty cool. We have something called OpenMe with the name here, and we have our computer and our files, and we are on this place. Perfect. One more thing I need to do is I need to create a directory for this. So do expect that a lot of the challenges which I'm going to do at the beginning are basically like 5 seconds or 10 seconds or 1 minute. And we will eventually get to the harder challenges as well. Okay, it's the 50th English stream, by the way, which is pretty amazing. Thank you for being with me. Cool. Does this even work? I guess there are no questions yet. Okay, so what happens if I double click this? Nothing happens. If I double click my files, nothing happens. I can enter the flag here. Well, I guess I will be able to do it in a sec. I can open the tutorial. Okay, so can you figure out Robin Morris middle name? Thankfully, you have a list you can check, and there is a hint. Let's look at the list. Let's not look at the let's not look at hints for now. So this is the list, and there are a lot of names, and we are looking for Robin Morris. So let's look. But it's not a lot, actually. If you look at the scroll bar, it's not that. It's like, I don't know, maybe 50 people. Okay, so let's try it by hand, Robin. By the way, can you hear me correctly? I'm not sure if my microphone is set correctly. I did know that some people complained it's a little quiet. It was a little quiet last time. Please let me know if it's good now. If it's not, then I can always, you know, make it a little louder. Okay, so we're looking for Robin, and oh, they're trying to be funny, like Robin A, Robina, I guess that would be, then Robin as a middle name, Robin Morrison, but we are looking for Robin Morris, right? Yes, that's Robin Morris. So I guess I'm going to add a space after this, and we still have 20 people to look through, but it will be quite easy, I guess. Like the beginning, and then, okay, so there's Moore here, Miller, Taylor, this is not at the beginning, Morrison, but we are looking for Morris, Miller, Moore, Taylor, Miller, Morris, Almay. So this is, I guess, our flag. Let's see the hint. Please don't search by hand. Too late. I'm sorry. By the way, just go to PicoCTF if you want to play as well. Cool. Okay. Question 2. What is Robin's dearest ambition? What? I don't know. Okay. That sort of thing can be pretty personal. Maybe retire the family. What? Retire the family, find a partner, have kids, and settle down somewhere. There's a huge backstory to this. That's really cool. It's not though Robin makes a huge secret of it. Changes it every month and blabs who listens. Like Robin, basically Robin talks about what is the dearest thing, dearest ambition, sorry. And we, I guess, have to solve it. Okay, if Robin's social circuit all you will know. I might be okay. With a game Robin always plays meso. What is this? Sorry, is this like a ambition? Okay. Robin handed me this. Maybe you can find the answer. So this is the second challenge. Hey, check out this super secret message I made using this cool ROT13 cipher I found online. I guess, yeah, backstory aside, we need to crack this. Well, cracking ROT13 isn't really hard. As you know, this is a cipher which doesn't really have a key. It's supposed to be a cipher, but it's more like an encoding actually. Well, this 13 here is the key, I would say. So, well, they already told us what's the key, and I'm not going to do it in a programmatic way. I'm going to just find online any site which can decode ROT13 and use it, because on CTFs what you have to get the flag. You do not have to be classy about it or elegant about it. You have to get the flag. That's the important thing. Cool. So one more thing before I do that. Okay, ROT13 online. ROT13, okay. Click, perfect, we got it. Yeah, so have you been playing that new something game? Those new Mega Lonely something and something they added are pretty cool. Actually, I would go as far as saying that it's my life's dearest ambition to obtain an inflatable sloth monster. Inflatable sloth monster sounds absolutely amazing. I'm pretty sure I want one now as well. So let's just enter this as the flag. And here we go. Okay, let's just skip and go straight to the next tutorial 3, the next challenge. Robin handed me some color codes the other day. They don't look like anything to me though. Can you help me find her... Oh, it's Robin is actually her. Okay, her favorite shade of red. So we are going to what? We have to find the favorite shade of red, and we have these... Well, this is like hexadecimal red, green, blue encoding for colors used everywhere, I guess, so I don't have to really chat about it. The first byte is obviously the red color, this is the green color, and this is the blue color, and all these three combined together make one color when they are displayed. So let's look at which of these are actually red, as in which of these have the dominant first byte, and that would be this one maybe, this one not. Here the dominant byte is blue, and this one is more like green, so this is like yellowish, so not really. Then this one totally no. Maybe this one is like a dark shade of red. This one is blue, and this one is totally not red either. Sorry. So we basically have these two left. Now, I'm not really sure what do they do. Do they want me to like copy paste this or copy paste this? But I guess the thing here is not to actually look for the text name of it. But well, this is more, sorry, which one was it? This is more red than the other one. So I'm going to try to enter this as a flag. So let's do it. Maybe it works, and oh, it actually works, so that's it. I was thinking maybe we need to look for the text name of that color, because there are some standardized colors which have names, like standardized. There are obviously a lot of standards. Again, let's skip the story, and we have all the challenges, well, probably not all the challenges, we have several challenges, the easy challenges available for us, so we can try to yeah, try to solve them. We finished the tutorial. That's amazing. Okay, so surprisingly, I don't even have my YouTube open to see. Okay, there's like 200 people today. Hello, everyone. Forensics. I totally want to go with forensics. I rarely do forensics, and it's a lot of fun. What are the other categories? So I will start with forensics, then we have cryptography, reverse engineering. This will be fun as well, probably. Web exploitation, binary exploitation, and please note that these are like challenges which are for 50 points. The normal CTF scale is from 100 points, which are the easy tasks, which take about an hour to solve, all up to 500 points, which can take like for 2 people 40 hours to solve. But usually they take around 1 person 10 hours. So 50 points is like trivial, and 20 points is like, well, what you saw in the tutorial, basically. Let's start with forensics. Basically, let's see what we have to do here. We need to gain access to some routers. Let's try to see if we can find the password and the capture network data. This is really cool, because we got a pickup, which is, you know, a transcription, basically, of the network traffic. And we can take a look at what was really going on there. So I'm going to, sorry, what's the name of this task? Digital camouflage. Digital camo, okay. I'm going to copy the file there. Okay, got it. And now I'm going to run Wireshark. There are 2 tools you need for processing pickups. The first tool is Wireshark. This is Wireshark. Sorry, let me show you maybe. Wireshark, yeah, old version, yeah, I know, I need to upgrade. And the second one is called Network Miner. The Network Miner is great if you have like a huge, like totally huge pickup, and you want to know what's going on, like what are the files somebody looked at and so on. I'm going to run it to show you it, because it's a really important tool for CTFs for this kind of tasks. So Network Miner, it's free for like some basic use, but it's actually a commercial for if you want all the other nice features to be there as well. Okay, so what do we have here? We have 2 hosts which are communicating with each other, probably 1 file, 6 sessions, and 47 HTTP parameters, and it already basically took them out for us, so we can review them. I'm not going to look at the hosts yet. I'm going to look at the files. So we have a tools file, and it's well, a file basically. We can look at the sessions as well, or for the parameters. And this is probably what we are looking for. Like, there is the user ID, which is Matthew SR, and this is also, this is cool. So yeah, somebody says Mr. Koamo says on the chat that you could use the strings on pickups. Yes, you could do that, and that surprisingly that also works sometimes. Sometimes it also works. That being said, usually if the pickup is huge, strings is not really the best way to approach it, because the data doesn't really have structure around it, and here you have it, separated into meaningful things. So I guess we are looking for this, and the password is obviously base64 encoded, which you can almost always recognize by the equality signs at the end. That being said, base64 doesn't have to have these. It's not optional, but it isn't always used. Yeah, so about the challenges, it's I didn't say it, but when we solve all the challenges, then we and I guess the master challenge, then we can actually move onward to more challenges, because usually on PicoCTF there are a lot of challenges, and as you can see, I guess this is like level 1, and then we have all the other levels. But I'm going to go through level 1 because, well, today's episode is more about easy stuff. Cool, so let's see, copy parameter value, and I'm going to decode it with Python, because that's my usual tool for decoding. So just copy pasting dot decode base64. This is not something you can do with Python 3, you need Python 2 for it. And this is the password. So I want to enter the flag, and we are looking for, the password is, so I entered the flag here and submit. And perfect, we solved it. So yeah, so using network miner, we actually solved it really, really fast. I guess we can close this as well. So now, special user agent. We can get into the administrator's computer with a browser exploit, but first we need to figure out what browser they're using. Perhaps this information is located in network packets, usually it is. Enter the browser version and browser and version as browser name, browser version. Note we're looking for up to 3 levels of subversion of the browser, so 1, 2, 3 for example. And ignore the 0. Okay, and we ignore the 0. Okay, so let's download it again. This is called special user agent. I'm going to use the same tool, by the way, so I'm going to run network miner already. Here we go. Because as you saw, there is this data will be already somewhere here, like in the parameters probably, or in the sessions. So let's look at the sessions perhaps. Do we have, no, maybe the parameters after all. And parameter name is what I'm looking for. I sorted by parameter name, and I'm going to look for user agent. And here we go. We have basically these two user agents. It's either wget, which isn't really a browser, and they're asking us about a browser, or this. So I'm going to copy this. So copy parameter value. I guess you don't really see it, but well, yeah, I'm just copying the value, right? And now I'm going to open a notepad of a kind. It's just, well, really Sublime, not really Notepad. And here we go. So Mozilla 5.0, I guess this is the browser. No, the browser here would actually be Chrome. Yeah, so this is the browser we are looking for. And let's try to do it. Boom. Yeah, perfect. Challenge solved, so that's it. Okay, so I guess we have forensics done. Now we can go to reverse engineering. I will skip cryptography for now, but I will go over in a second. Hex to raw. This program requires some unprintable characters as input, but how do you print unprintable characters? Sorry, CLI yourself to something and turn that hex to raw. Okay. How do I Oh, I can click connect here. That's really cool. So, okay. Okay, hello. Can I go here? Sorry, how do I paste from browser? Whoa, wow, that's complicated. Okay, here probably won't work. Flag, hex to raw, and input. How do I go about it? Is this like Linux? Hex to raw, if I run it. Give me this in raw format. You gave me, okay. Okay. And what's the input, sorry? Permission denied. Sorry, can I do like, yeah, it's Linux. I cannot read the flag. And I don't know what's the, so does the input change all the time? Let's see. No, it's always the same. Okay. So I'm going to do, like, do I have echo here? So the question was, by the way, related to the previous one. Why not the Mozilla string here? Why isn't this the user agent they're asking for? It's complicated, but usually the modern browsers to put a lot of stuff they claim to be compatible with. So they claim to be compatible with Mozilla 5. They claim to be compatible with the WebKit, but in the end, the version is like might be somewhere near the end, and that's true for Chrome, and it might not be true for like Firefox. But yeah, what you could try here is you could actually try just one after the other and see what works, right? I don't think there is like much logic to user agent, to be honest. Let's see if echo -e, and can we put like 40? Oh, you cannot see it. My apologies. Here we go. Can I just move it here? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Okay, so I can use echo. So I'm going to use echo. They asked for three levels of depth. Yes, and I did give it 3 levels. So 1, 2, 3. Well, they asked up to 3 levels, so that still might work, I guess. Okay, so I could use echo or I could use XXD. Do they have XXD? They do have XXD, so I'm going to just use I'm going to echo this string, and I guess I need to paste from the browser this. Why didn't it copy? Copy, okay. Yeah, and now paste from the browser. Here we go. So I'm going to echo this into xxd-p, which should decode it nicely into the raw format. And then I can do run whatever the hex to raw is. Okay. I gave you this, oh, because I forgot -r, my bad. So -p basically means in XXD, if you watched my Polish live stream last week, you basically know this. What p means, it is like I'm going to feed you, so no, what p means with -r means I'm going to feed you raw hex digits and please convert them to raw binary, basically. Without the p, it would also expect to get an offset. And the r means basically I'm going to give you hex, and I want the binary form. Without the r is the other way around. I'm giving you binary, I do expect the hex form. So that's it. Okay, now let's run it. And here is the flag. Perfect, so we get the flag. And now the most tricky thing, which is how to copy it. Okay, but it actually worked. So I can enter the flag here without all the spaces, I guess. And here we go. Perfect, solved. So I want to solve more challenges, and I guess this is like a really similar problem, but the other way around. So let's go over and let's just quickly get it over with. So I'm going to change the directory to paste from browser. Here we go. I guess I wonder if I could connect to it through like some SSH. Might be a little faster. Yeah, whatever. For now it's enough. So I guess I can make it read the flag. What does it do? Oh, it gives me the flag in this format. Perfect. Yeah, this is quite funny. So there are so-called terminal control codes, which is a really interesting piece of technology. They can be used for example, doing colors on the terminal, but also for switching the terminal into so-called drawing mode. And this is what happened here. This is why my prompt is like this. And there are like ways to fix it. Obviously, you don't need to like reboot the computer or anything like that. But if you want to do some fun research, then check how many other like terminal escape sequences are implemented in like your whatever your terminal is. Cool. So reset is the command you want to run. Reset basically resets all the terminal. So now I know not to do what I did, and I'm going to pass it to xxd-p. And it gave me something like this. Now, if we look at it, there will be 1b somewhere here to basically, well, it might not be 1b, it might be something else to denote the terminal sequence, but let's skip it. I'm just going to copy this, and since I copied it, I can go to, yes, Python, and I can decode it as hexadecimal. And the flag is, and I guess this is the flag. I'm not really sure, is 1 the flag here, or is, no, it's 1, 0. Is this how it's supposed to work? I'm not sure how it's supposed to work. Where is the, this thing? So, ort. Okay, 3a is here. So maybe the flag is like this. So I'm going to copy paste this to the flag field and see if it works. And yes, we solved it. Perfect. Cool. So that was reverse engineering. Now we can go for, let's do the web. Okay. Someone told me that some guy came up with a World Wide Web using HTML and stuff. Can you help me figure out what this is? And there's some guy, and this is the some guy. Okay. And oh, that's perfect. And then there's the website, and let's look at the website. Hi mom, look what I made. I used some tags. This looks like my first website actually I made. Anyway, more tags. I typed here, this is my cat. He is nice. Click to say hello. Hello, cat. Yeah, we're totally clicking. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, hi there, perfect. Now, I'm going to select everything. There is no text hidden, like no text in actually the font of the color of the background. It's worth doing it. And now I'm going to just look at the source code. And the source code is one thing which you might want to always check. I'm not saying it's the case here, but you might want to check if there is a scroll bar here, because I've seen a lot of challenges which are like entry-level challenges which have a scroll bar, and at the top there is this, and then you have blank space, and you think, oh, that's the end of it, right? But it turns out that there is like, if you scroll 5 pages, there's actually the flag there, but that's not the case here. Let's see what the comment says. Cool, look at me, this is an HTML file. It describes, yeah, we know what is an HTML file. The first part of the flag were 3 parts. Okay, so this is the first part. What other types of files are there in a web page? So I guess we are going to look at all the 3 things, like the cat and the scripts. So I'm going to copy paste this into my notepad. I do hope I didn't close it. Yeah, here we go. And let's go and look in the CSS. The CSS is... okay. Yeah, this is pretty educational. Like, they left comments for, you know, for beginners to basically know what's going on in this challenge. This is pretty cool. Educational CTFs are pretty cool. And this is the second part of the flag, so I'm going to put it here. And now let's just go and look at the other sources. There's the, I'm pretty sure on the challenge for 20 points, they did not hide the flag in the JPEG. They did hide it in the script. And yeah, the final part is here of the flag. So there we go, just a bit of clicking. Yeah, it's actually quite relaxing to do easy challenges from time to time. Here we go. Okay, and we got more points. We are still on this place though. I don't think we moved up by any, like even one place. Cool, we have, what do we want to go now? Cryptography, binary exploitation. Let's do binary exploitation. So we have a bash loop. We found a program that is hiding a flag but requires you to guess the number it's thinking. Chances are Linux has an easy way to try all the numbers go to... Okay, let's go over. Can I actually connect to it using some SSH? Okay, no, this probably isn't what I wanted to do. I'm probably not going to click it here. Okay. I'm going to see if there's like some SSH link somewhere. No, it's not here. Oh, somebody says that there is a, like one of these is actually connecting using SSH, so yeah, let's go for MISC then first. Internet keys. I was told there is something at this IP. Oh, maybe that's it. So here we go. I'm not using Windows console to connect to an SSH. I'm totally using a Linux console. Where's my Linux console? Here we are. SSH, and if I probably want some port, right? Yeah, just -p and the port. And I couldn't connect. So I couldn't connect because, you know, this CTF was played out actually a year ago. It might not be... might not work. I was told there was something at this IP with port... Okay, maybe it's not SSH. Maybe I can connect there, but it's not SSH. So let's do NC as in netcat-v and then the port here 53382. Yeah, okay. So this is not really the shell, but we got the flag. That's fine. That's something. Cool. Let's do here Piazza. Have questions about Pico? I can ask here. The access code is 33. Okay. I want my question is, what's the flag for it? Class access code. Here we go. And I'm totally a student. Yes, totally. And I guess I have to enter the email. No. Go back and edit classes. What do I have to do to get the flag? This looks like some real service actually, so I probably shouldn't poke too much with it. Let me maybe move on and get back to this challenge later on. Leave of a tree. We found this annoyingly named directory tree. It would be pretty lame. Okay, Piazza actually requires registration, so maybe later. We found this annoyingly named directory tree. It would be pretty lame to type out. Maybe there's a way to do it. Let's try. Let's see. Okay. So connect. Okay, and cd and past via browser. Here we go. We have trunk. Okay. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff. I'm just going to, you know, do cat dot slash star slash star and see what happens. And says it's a directory. Then I'm going to do cat and then find dot. Okay, and here we go. The flag is not here, blah blah blah. Where's the flag? If it's not here. Is it? I probably... Is the flag here? The flag file is named flag. Climb the trunk to get the top. Flag is not here. Well, I'm pretty sure I actually... What? Is there a file called flag there? No, not really. Actually, this is not readable. I'm going to run it again, but this time I'm going to redirect the standard output of errors to decimal. That's better. Here we go. Oh, there's the flag. Yeah. So, yeah, and let's just copy this. And here we go. Oh, you cannot see the flag field again. Sorry. My bad. Here we go. Yeah, well, what I did basically this. Like, I cutted all the files in this directory and I told it, like, move the errors away. And then the flag was here. Yeah. Cool. Perfect. Long. I heard you have some delusion of grandeur. I don't know what this word means. About your typing speed. How fast can you go to this thing? Go at this thing. Okay. Let's try to connect there and see what's up. It's the same shell, but 51091. Here we go. Oh. No, dash B. No, I want dash B. I don't know what dash B is, by the way. So it's a typo. To prove your skills, you must pass this test. Please give me each character this many times, followed by a single one. Okay, you can actually do this using the readline options in Bash, and that's actually holding left alt and then just typing the number. Oh, it doesn't work. Perfect. Too slow. Because this doesn't have readline. Let's connect there again and let's see. Yeah, it actually changes what do I have to type. I would love to have a readline interface right now. But I'm going to just use the Never console. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, let's connect. Now I need to Alt 5 to 4 S and followed by a single 8. Perfect, it's copied. Here you go. And we get a flag. Which again, not really too challenging. This was this task. Here we go. Okay. So yeah, again, left out and then a number and a character in it. This is what it does. It's pretty useful when testing for buffer overflows. Cool. So now, leaf of the forest. We found an even bigger directory. Here. It would be impossible to find the file named flag. We know that there's a file named flagged. So yeah, let's just go there and see how to solve this. Cd and paste via browser. Here we go. Find. Yeah, I'm going to use the find command again. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm going to move the browser again a little here. This is quite annoying. Okay, I'm going to find here like a dot dash name flag. Find the file name flag, and it is here. So well, I can just cut it, I guess. So I'm going to copy it. Cut. Now the name of the file, paste. And it has problems actually with new lines. Perfect. So I'm going to do something else. Sorry. I'm going to use this as a parameter for, like, the output of this command as a parameter for cut. And here we go. This is the this part is the flag from here to Ginvale to here. So I guess that makes another challenge solved. Oh, I need to copy it. Here we go. Perfect. So far no SSH, but we will find it eventually. World chat. I don't know why it's lagging today, by the way. I should not have any issues with the bandwidth, and I did tweak my settings to be even more optimal when trying to debug it. So I don't know why it's lagging today, sorry. But I know it's about 15 FPS. I think it might be a problem on like the YouTube part. Or my ISP part, but my OBS settings are pretty much the same as I use. Yeah. Everywhere. We think someone is trying to transmit a flag over world chat, whatever this is. Unfortunately, there are so many other people talking, we can't really keep track of what's going on. Go see if you can find the messenger at this port. Remember, you can use Ctrl-C to cut the connection if it overwhelms you. Cool. So let's just go there. And I'm going to use, let's use this console. So clear. Typing is hard. And C-W. Okay, so we're on the world chat. Setting up a read-only client, done. Connecting to feed. Welcome to world chat. Perfect. And it looks like a Twitter chat when somebody's streaming Counter-Strike Go. Cool. So what are we looking for here? I guess the messenger. Okay, the messenger. Let's look for messenger. I'm just going to grab it basically, or maybe I can. Yeah, let's just grab it and see what happens. So grab and messenger. I'm not sure if that's the nickname of the person I'm looking for. It might be just the. I should be looking for something called the flag. Did I make the typo while writing it? No, it's fine. Let me see if there are any questions. Oh, there's a question. Do you ever fail easy challenges and then start to hate yourself because you've been doing this for like 3 years and by now you should be able to do a high school level CTF? That's a good question. I don't hate myself if I fail at the challenge. I usually keep trying until I solve it or learn something new when reading a write-up after a CTF. That being said, yeah, I do expect I should be able to solve most of the easy challenges below like 300 points on PicoCTF without any problems. If I get stuck on something, it will be on crypto with substitution because that takes time. Yeah, but it's more about like actually what I think will take more time than I expected to. But above 300 points is like, you know, all bets are off, right? So I'm pretty used to failing at these tasks, like above 300 points. So yeah, I don't hate myself. I usually learn a lot of stuff even while failing, you can still learn a lot of stuff. But I totally understand what you're asking. Like, yeah, just, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. What was the comment for the end times arc? It's not a comment. You just hold the left alt and start typing numbers. And that's it. There's no comment for that. Okay, this isn't working. Like, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to actually dump this to some file, like to dtmp, whatever. Here we go. tmp, whatever. And here we go. This is what's downloading. Okay. Yeah, and it's downloading. I wonder if this is the log of a real chat, or are there like... My friends want to see to help me spell raspberry correctly. Okay, and still downloading. So I'm going to look for messenger again. Messenger, did I fail? No, there is no messenger. So I'm just going, oh, flag person. Here we are, hello. It totally an accident. I found this. I spotted this in this mess, but that's fine. So I'm going to look for the flag person in that case. So no, this was working, like my grep was working. It's just like, sorry. Yeah, my grep was working, there was just no messenger. So let's look for flag. And, oh, person with flag. Flag, what is flag? Flag person, okay. So we will be looking for flag person. Yeah, and flag person has all the flags for us. So I'm going to basically... So, okay, so I've been told that in the cryptography in case here there is the SSH access, so we'll get there in a second. I broke the connection, now I'm going to basically like cat tmp, tmp, whatever, and grab for flag person. And yeah, and we get the flag a lot of times, and now you know what, I'm going to switch here and do the same here. So cat tmp, dtmp, whatever, grab flag person, and I'm going to hold Alt and Shift and just select this. Okay, and now where's my notepad? Click, 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 and we have a flag. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to skip this Piazza thing. I don't want to register there at this point. But I am going to go for cryptography challenges in that case. So let's go for cryptography challenges. Let's start with the keys. There's supposed to be SSH access here. So, while web shells are nice, please add your own public key to using the web shell. Make sure you copy it correctly. The key, okay, perfect. So let's go to my home directory to SSH. No SSH. Let's create one.ssh. Let's see what are the... No, the access isn't correct. Let's switch the access to chmod. What do we want the access to be? We want to have full access to it, so 7, but nobody else have to have... Well, my group, I am in my group. I can have full access from my group to it, but let's just go with 5.0. And yeah, .ssh. And this actually is this kind of... yeah, it's better permissioned. And now I can do put my SSH key there. What SSH key do I want to use? I'm pretty sure I have some SSH key, but should I generate just a new SSH key? Let's just generate one. SSH key generate. I don't remember the command, in all honesty. I always like look it up. Okay, here, that's fine. Command, yeah, sounds perfect. Where am I? Okay, so blah blah blah, generate PicoCTF. Where do I want to save it? No, I want to save it here as PicoCTF. No passphrase, no, that's fine. Okay, and the public one. So I'm going to add like SSH add the PicoCTF as my identity. So this adds basically the key to my SSH agent running in the background. And now I can, it will use the key when I try to SSH to something. And this is the public version. The public key is what I'm going, this is public, you can see it. I want to copy it to here. So here we go. Cat into authorized keys. Okay, and paste from browser. Here we go. Enter and Control D, and that should work. So let's see if that actually did work, because there's a difference between should work and did work. SSH, here we go. I don't know if I trust it. They didn't give me... So the right thing to do right now is you take out from your vault, safe or whatever, another trusted place, basically the fingerprint of the SSH IAP you are connecting to, or like, you know, even from your wallet, a piece of paper where you have this noted, and you double check it. If this is not correct, you're being man in the middle. Obviously, you need to check if you're checking the correct key, because there could be different fingerprints, right? Different types of fingerprints, right? They didn't give me it. I'm just assuming I'm not being man in the middle right now. And that didn't work. Why didn't it work? Did I break something? I'm going to change the authorized keys permissions to 6 row. Maybe this will help. Did I make a typo when typing authorized keys? Authorized keys. Now that looks fine. Then let's do. Sorry, where's my console? Here we go. I'm going to run SSH with -v. My username is very conveyor. That's why I'm not using adding a different username. Oh, I didn't move it to the correct directory. Thank you. I actually thought I entered the directory. Yeah, that should be fine now. Usually you'd go with like -v to debug it. Okay, here we are. Here's your flag. Perfect. Okay, I'm not sure. Well, okay, I guess this was kind of a crypto. You should generate your key. So yeah, crypto worth 20 points. Perfect. And we net 20 points, and we don't have to use this shell anymore. Substitute. A wizard handed me this. Can you figure out what it says? If this is going to be a substitution, yeah, it's going to probably. It's probably a substitution cipher. So I'm going to note it down. Yeah, and you usually solve the substitution. You know, the general idea with these kind of ciphers is that each letter in the original alphabet is changed to another letter in the resulting alphabet. Sorry. And now the same letter, like one letter, like A, for example, is always changed to the same letter. So, for example, A is always changed to H. And knowing this, you need to know also that in the alphabet for a given language, the probability of a given letter actually appearing in a sentence, in a word, the probability is well known. And it's like, for example, letter I or letter A are pretty common in English. But if you look for like letter, I don't know, X, it's not really common, right? And knowing the probabilities, you can basically look at the probability of this alphabet and probability of the English alphabet and see like, oh, this one is like on the top, and in this ciphertext, this one is on the top, so this must be the same one actually. So yeah, this is the long way to do it. The short way to do it is to Google for something which automatically solves it, because it's a well-known problem. And again, on CTFs, it's about getting the flag. It's not about doing it in a fancy way. Doing it in a fancy way is really cool and it looks great in the write-ups, but in the end, yeah. Substitution cipher solver. And yeah, here we go. Auto. Yeah. Statistics auto. Just solve it. I just googled a random website. I don't know this website. Okay, and here we go. With like some probability, this is the decoded one. If only modern cryptography, and this is broken. This isn't really readable, but that's fine. Oh yeah, there's something with this camera. Let me fix it. So face camera, it's unlocked, and I'm going to move it. I don't know why. I didn't change anything with it. Thank you for noticing it and letting me know what way I could fix it. Perfect. So yeah, oh, and here we got even a better result. If only modern cryptography was like this, but it's not. And this was generated by a Markov chain. The Markov chain is basically a tree, where a decision tree kind of thingy, where you have the probability of a letter being after another letter. So for example, after letter A, which is in the middle of a word, there is a huge probability that there is letter P, for example. I'm making this up, but let's say. But there is lower probability that there will be letter X. And the Markov chain basically walks through the chain, and using the probabilities, it randomly selects letters and creates basically words which might look like they are actually English, but they are not English, or like whatever language, right? But we got the flag. This is what counts. So let's just go here and enter the flag. Yeah, here we go. So this is how you solve substitution ciphers. In all honesty, I've solved my share of substitution filters by hand, so I know how to do it without using cheats like this. But in the end, on the CTF, it's again who gets the flag first and not who uses the most fancy method. I know it might not sound too good, but yeah. It's also about metagaming, I'm afraid. Prove your knowledge of hashes and claim a flag as your prize. Connect to this service. Okay, let's just do it and see. And it has been updated on April 1st. I'm kind of afraid. Is this going to be a sort of a joke? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to disconnect for now and do nc-w, sorry, -v. This is for being verbose, so it tells me when it connects, and I need to change the colon into a space. Okay, 4-level hashes. All text can be represented by numbers to see what. I'm sorry, what? Just ones and zeros. All text can be represented by numbers. To see how different letters translate to numbers, go to. Okay. To unlock next level, give me the ASCII representation of this. Well, yeah, sure. Oops, I pressed Ctrl-C to copy. My bad. My pleasure. I'm going to run Python again. So Python, now I have this this thing, and I cannot do decode bin. This doesn't work. There is no bin codec. But what you can do is you can do int and 2. This basically changes the numbers into a base 2 number, basically, and changes them into a value, and the value is something we can operate on. So we can do this, and now we can do hex on it, and if we get hex on it, we can decode this. So we do, I'm basically doing just this, like selecting from the second character and omit the last character, and we get this, and we can do dot decode hex on this, and we got a sword. Perfect. Sword. I'm not sure why is this, what does it have to do with hashes, but okay. Perfect. Numbers can be base anything. That is true. Numbers can be represented in many ways. And yeah, totally, like, you have to remember that apart from like the binary system, the hexadecimal system, and so on, the decimal system, the octal systems were basically like, for example, -2 system, or like Gray's code, which is also a binary system, or you can even try to take the base, like for example 2.7, and try to create numbers around that base, because why not? Other formats include base 64. Yeah, base 64 is basically a base of 64. You can think of bytes as numbers which are base 256, by the way. Okay, blah blah blah. In a way, ASCII, yeah, and they say that ASCII, for example, is like base 128. To unlock next level, give me the text you just decoded sort as its hex equivalent. Okay, we actually just like literally did it. So I'm going to copy this, and here we go. Perfect. Now decimal. Okay, so I'm just going, well, we again literally did it a second ago, so I'm just going to copy paste this. Perfect. Hashing function. A hashing function intakes any data of any size and irreversibly transform it into a fixed length number. For example, a simple hashing function could add up the sum of all values of all bytes, for example, to get a hash. Yeah, that's true. To unlock next level, give me a string that will result in a 5 after being transformed with the mentioned example. So they want us to basically do a pre-image attack on the hash function, which is a sum of all the hexadecimal, of all the byte values modulo 16. So to do that, I'm going to go with capital letter E. Perfect, done. Why E? Because E is that's hexadecimal 065, and because hexadecimal actually is hexadecimal system is base 16. So if they want to do modulo 16, that's actually just the bottom digit, like the 5 here. So I've selected E because that has the byte value of 65, and that modulo 16 is 5. So yeah, done. Next. Okay, then we have real-world hashing. A real hashing function is used for many things. This can include checking to ensure a file has not been changed, unless you get a hash collision, of course. But yes, that's true. Okay, what should we do? To claim your prize, give me the string password that will result in MD5 of this. So we basically have to find the the pre-image which gives this MD5. And this can be any pre-image, and there's an infinite number of pre-images which result in this hash. But we probably are looking for just the shortest one possible, and I'm pretty sure Google has this indexed. Usually when you do need to do MD5 or SH1 or SH256 brute forcing, do look in Google first, or like find a specialist website for that. So I'm going to Google search for it, and there's a write-up, but this I'm not looking at this. I'm going to look at the crack hash site. Perfect. Let's just go here. And I'm going to put this here, and crack. It's not really cracking, it's actually just looking in a database of already cracked things. For example, a rainbow table is a really nice hash database, but I'm pretty sure it's just a normal database in this case. Cool, so that's my flag, right? Oh no, I have to put it here. And it disconnected. No! Do I just put it here? No, I need to reconnect. So let's reconnect, just like sort. No, it changes. Really? I have to do it all again. Okay. Why did it disconnect? Maybe there are just like several words which this uses. Okay. Let's just do the same basically. Pwning, okay. Pwning, now it wants the hex, so I'm going to remove this. Here we go, now it wants the decimal, so I'm going to remove this. No, that's not decimal. This is decimal. Okay, now it wants results in 15. I don't know what's the 15th letter of the alphabet. So I'm going to do this. CHROX6 and 15F. That's O. Okay. And let's look again for this and hope we don't press anything. This is the same thing then. Yeah. Okay, 3MBOX. Okay, yeah, here's my price. Thank you. Perfect. Here we go. Okay. Now, compute AES. you found this clue lying around. Can you decipher it or decrypt it? It's encrypted with AES and ECB mode. AES and encryption modes, this is a really fascinating topic, especially this, like the encryption modes. There are so many of them and they're really interesting, and there are so many cool tricks you can do with them. So this is a really cool topic. I'm not going to go into details of it. Anyway, ECB is basically an electronic code book. It's a cipher where you grab an AES block, an AES block usually being 128 bits, 128 bits. And you encrypt it. So you basically split the message into these blocks and you encrypt each block independently. The great thing here is that you can parallelize it. You can like grab parts of a message and basically like run them on multiple cores, and this is really fast to encrypt and decrypt because the parts of messages are not don't rely on each other. The bad thing here is that if you know what's it called, a plain text, and you have an encrypted version of it, then you basically know that each time this encrypted version appears in the ciphertext, then this is this plain text. Okay, so all values are base 64 encoded. This is the ciphertext and this is the key. So okay, let's just decrypt it. And this is usually where I Google, because I don't know how to decrypt it by heart. As in, I'm not even speaking about the math. I'm speaking about the OpenSSL command to do it, because this is the way to do it. So, or maybe let's use Python. I should have PyCrypt here. Python, do I have import PyCrypt? Oh, no, that's crypto, that's called like crypto. Yeah, I have crypto here, so we can do it with PyCrypt. That's the PyCrypt. This is the name of a library and it's really useful. So PyCrypt AES, I totally don't remember how you call it. So it's crypto cipher AES, and this is the way you do it. So, okay, so I'm going to do this. No. And now AES new, and the key. We have the key somewhere here, right? Sorry, where was the key? Here we go. And this is base 64 encoded, so I do need to decode it. Okay. And now I need to select the proper mode, and it's AES. And again, the mode was ECB, Electronic Code Book. Mode ECB. And then there's the IV, but there's no IV in ECB. IV is like an additional random thing, which is usually known to everyone, but it adds some randomness or entropy to the process. Okay, yeah, and it actually like created it, and now I need to decipher it. So a.decrypt. Perfect, and it's a bound method, so I can just put anything here and it will decipher it. So I'm going to copy paste this. Decode it again, because it's base 64. Don't mix encryption with encoding, obviously. And that's like encoding is just a way to transport a message, while encryption is actually something which is a process to make a given message not be readable to anyone else unless they have a key. You don't even have to know the algorithm, you just have to know the key. That's what decryption is about. Sorry, base 64, and that's it. Here we go, flag. Do not let machines win. This is, by the way, the padding. Because, as I said, each block is 128 bits in IES, and that means 16 bytes. So you have to pad your message with something to make it, the length of it modulo 16 has to be 0. Well, the length has to be divisible by 16. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So we have one more, and this is RSA. Okay. RSA encryption decryption is based on a formula that anyone can find and use as long as they know the values to plug in. Given the encrypted number is this, D is this, and N is this, what is the decrypted number? Okay. The way you solve it, you basically look up on Wikipedia what is the proper formula for it. So I'm going to copy paste these into here. So this is the message, this is the D, and let's go to wiki, RSA. RSA isn't super complicated when it comes to math, to be honest. Oh, here's how we, this is how we decrypt it? No, this is not how we decrypt it. Okay, generation, decryption, here we go. So yeah, basically to get the message, C is our, oh sorry, this is C because this is the encrypted message, right? The ciphertext, that's why it's a C, ciphertext. And you actually just have to do it power D of it, like raise it to the power of D, and do it modulo N, and that's it. So what do we use to do this complicated math? Python. POV is actually for powers, and it actually takes 3 parameters. There are 2 important parameters and 1 optional parameter. Oh, sorry, 2 obligatory parameters and 1 optional parameter, which is actually the modulo for this. So I just do 150. This is the number I want to raise to the power of this, and I want this to happen modulo 435979. And yeah, well, it's kind of obvious we got it right. Sweet. So yeah, here we go. Okay, perfect. So we got another challenge done, and we are still on the same place. Like, I guess like all people basically solved everything. Cool, let's go for the bash loop then. Binary exploitation, because we got cryptography already finished. Are there any questions? Oh, there are 2 questions. I'm going to go with questions now because why? Yeah, because I need a second break of a break. So let's do with questions for a second. You will see the questions down here. Well, actually no, actually down here. Yeah, somewhere there. Yeah, down there. I'm sorry, my camera is flipped. First question. I'll just do 3 questions and then we switch to the tasks again, and then I do the rest of the questions at the end of the stream. Which user's privilege has a service on Windows? May it run process in context of a current user? So usually the processes are run, sorry, the services on Windows are run with a system privilege by default, and a system privilege is actually like root on Linux. So they have like root on Windows basically. Though they can opt into, you know, just drop privileges and run as another user. That being said, they run from Windows Vista, this changed on Windows Vista. They run in a separate, what was it called? I think like Windows Station or something like that. Which means they basically don't have direct access into your Windows. They cannot make a screenshot of your desktop, they don't have any direct access to it. But they have proper, you know, rights to, you know, just load the driver and grab it from the kernel, but they don't have direct access to it. May it run process in the context of the current user? Yeah, that's possible. And the end that is possible. So yeah, services have like really high privileges unless they drop it, obviously, on Windows. Oliver says, do you ever see yourself doing OSCP Abachi OSCP like vuln boxes? You can find them on, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the person's name, Abachi's blog? Yeah, we actually discussed this with Foxtrot Charlie today. If we find a vuln box which is which basically allows me to show solutions online, then I will do a vuln box, probably not on the next stream because that will be for genetic programming, but in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because there will be no stream in 2 weeks because I'm in Germany, as I've mentioned on the previous live stream. I will be on the basically on a university in Germany, presenting on the zip format. Okay, and one more question. Is BIOS update a risk? Would you recommend to apply BIOS updates or only some of them? So the usual recommendation, this is not for me, this is like the industry standard is do not patch BIOS if you don't have to. As in, do not, if everything works, just leave it as is. If there's an obvious security vulnerability or something doesn't work, then apply a BIOS update. And I guess this is a little risky because if, and this is not true for all motherboards. There are motherboards, like high-end motherboards, which have basically like 2 BIOS EPROMs, and you have a switch, and you can switch between them. And one has a backup if something goes wrong, and the other has, you know, the new BIOS you want to update. So yeah, but most motherboards historically didn't have this feature. So if something goes wrong when you're flashing the BIOS, that's it. Your motherboard is dead, unless you take out the EPROM, put it in a programmer, and reflash your BIOS from there. It gets complicated if BIOSes are actually encrypted on top of, you know, and decrypted during the update process. But yeah, that's about it. To be honest, I've done BIOS updates, I don't know, like 5 times in my life, maybe 10, and I never had any problems. So yeah, you know, your mileage may vary. Do you sleep normally during 24-hour or 48-hour CTFs, or do you usually stay as long as possible to solve as many challenges as possible? I usually sleep around 4 hours during CTFs. So for every 24 hours, I sleep 4 hours. This is 4 hours, yeah. And I know people that are not sleeping at all, just like solving challenge after challenge. I find that it's better for me to go to sleep and wake up with, you know, a little more refreshed, with a fresh mind, and that usually gives me best results. That being said, this is a pretty it depends on the person. It might work differently for you. Again, your mileage may vary. Okay, let's go back to binary exploitation bash loop. We found a program that is hiding the flag but requires you to guess the number. Okay, so let's connect to SSH. Okay, here we go. I'm not using this anymore. It's really cool they provided it, but yeah. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. We have this user, and this is a suit binary, but it's actually like SGID. So that means when we start the binary with our own privileges, it actually changes the group which we are running at to this group. And surprisingly, there is a flag file which needs to be accessed by somebody from this group. Like only the owner and the group can access it. So we cannot access the flag, but somebody from this group can access it. So we basically need to try to convince this script that, hey, we want to access the flag. And we can read it, so let's see what's there. It's a binary file. It looks like a binary file too. What? Okay, so what's going on here? I'll put it in IDA in a second. What number am I thinking of? It's between could not open flag. That's the number. Here's the flag. Pick another number. Okay, sweet. Let's just open it in IDA, actually. So I need to download it. I'm going to create a new console. Where's my... Actually, don't need to create it. Here we go. I'm in this directory. Perfect. So I'm going to scp from shell 217 PicoCTF.com. The file is called bash loop, and I'm going to copy it here. Blah blah blah, and it's copied. Okay, and now we can put it in some form of disassembler. And I'm going to use IDA Pro because why not? It's probably a 32-bit binary, but let's check. Oh, it's actually 64-bit. Whoa. Okay, it's loading. Here we go. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. It opens the flag. It reads a number from the stream. Oh, it actually reads something from the flag. And then it closes the file. And then if the argument is something, then okay. So it basically what? It basically wants the flag as an argument. Oh, thank you for the donation, Walter. Did the animation appear, by the way, because I was looking at the code, so I might have missed it. Yeah, but anyway, thank you, Walter. I'm actually curious. Did it appear? It's very weird. I did. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. Cool. So, let's try to run it. And I'm not running it on my PC. I'm running it on here. Bash loop, what number? And I'm going to give it a number as an argument. And it says, no, it's a different number. Okay. And it actually just does a to I of this. This is a pretty funny function, but let's not go into the details. If it matches, then it opens the flag. And I'm not sure there's actually a vulnerability here. I mean, this code looks like we have to run it several times. This is not really binary exploitation, but that's fine. Let's just go for it. Trying to think if there's a way to actually do it in a smart way, but I think we just have to brute force it. Yeah, whatever. Let's just brute force it. How do you brute force something like this using bash? You basically open your browser and look, like Google it, how to do it. I never remember the bash for loop. Bash for loop. Okay. Oh, yeah, here. Yeah, I always forget it. I know how to do it on Windows. I always forget how to do it on Linux. Cool. So for I in, and now we put it in. Give it a number, 4096 from 0. But we don't have to actually go through all this. No, maybe we do. Okay, let's just go with it. Do, and here we do something. We do the bash loop and we give it the argument, and done. And we actually are not interested in. So I'm going to put it in brackets, and I'm going to grab -v with oops, there, closed the file. With yai, I think it's yai, that's the number. Okay, so I'm going to grab yai. No, wait. Why is it not grabbing? It should grab correctly. Oh, no, I want to grab for, I'm going to do like this, A5, B5 is like after 5 and before 5, like display everything and grab for, yeah, not dash, I did -v, which means anything apart from it, and I want only it. Okay, here we go. So it was surprisingly fast. I actually thought it would take way longer to get this flag. But that's fine. Here we go. Okay. Just know, so there is another directory where we have to go, so let's just go there. I guess this directory isn't really, listable. You can just browse through it, but you can, well, sorry, you can just traverse through it, but not really browse it. Where's the SEQ command? I have absolutely no idea what SEQ is. So, SEQ, print a sequence of numbers. I didn't know this existed. Thank you, the supervisor. Today I learned. Cool. Let's see the source code. Let's copy the source code into something which has syntax highlighting. I'm not usually this picky. Okay. So it opens a file, an off file, and if it does, it cannot find it, then that's an error. Then it reads 8 bytes. fgets is actually fine, like 8 here is. There should be no buffer overflow here. And then it closes it. It compares off with no, and if it's not equal, then it does this. Okay. Well, okay, so this is actually easy. The problem here is this. They are not using, they're using a relative path, but the relative path is not relative to the executable position, it's relative to the current working directory, which means that if we just go to like this /temp directory and do this thing, then it will happily just traverse to and open another file which we give it. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so let's go to I'm actually going to grab this directory because we need to run this executable, right? And grab just no. And as you can see, it actually opens the flag correctly, so we don't have to do any symlink magic. Otherwise, we could just do symlink magic, but to get the flag anyway. Okay, so let's go to TMP. Usually this is the place. Oh, I cannot list it. Well, that's expected. Doesn't matter. Let's create ginveil directory. Yeah, and now let's create. So it jumps out of 2 directories, and let's just do mk dir -p. -p means I'm going to give you a set of a full path and create all the directories which are not existing. And we can go here and we can create this off file, and if it doesn't say no, then it gives us the flag. So it's going to be say like yes man. And I want to put it in the flag in the file which is called. Oh, it actually has to end here. There have to be zeros, binary zeros. So I have to do. No, that's fine. That's fine. I can do it like this. Off. You don't see the full console. Okay, here we go. And now I can run this application, and what will happen here is it will exit this directory, so it will still be in tmp ginveil, and then it will enter this directory again and this directory and open the file called off, which actually says yes man. Yeah. Well, the off file doesn't say no, so here's the flag. Perfect. Well done. And this is like a real-world vulnerability. You need to be really careful when you use relative flags. And this is especially true for like running applications with... if you have a suite binary and you're executing something, like doing system... This is basically a local privilege escalation. So yeah, do be careful with this. Okay, let's put the flag here. And here we go. Okay, so I guess we got level 1 done. I'm not doing the Piazza thingy, but we have the master challenge still awaiting us. So let's solve the master challenge. Ready for your first master challenge? No. What do I have to do? Things will be a lot easier, okay. That's really cool. They actually like did a lot of work with this CTF. The CTFs usually are not so nice, but PPP is actually famous for doing this. Apart from being famous for being the top 1 team in the world, obviously. Wow, that's cool. Okay. Lazy dev. I really need to log into this website, but the developer hasn't implemented login yet. That's funny. Enter the password. Let's see the source code. And it does this, and let's see this, and let's see. Oh, validating the password is not really implemented, so it always returns false. And it does an AJAX request. So I guess it calls this like, sorry, does it call the validate? No, it calls the process password, so it calls this function. And it grabs the value of whatever we've typed in, and it calls the validate. And it tells the server either, I guess, false or true. Oh, sorry. And then it sends a post request with this equals to either true or false, I guess, to log in. And so if it's true, then we probably get to log in. So okay, let's do it. What I'm going to do is, as you can see, validate is this function, right? I'm going to replace it. So I'm going to do validate equals function which takes something I don't care. I'm going to return true. And yeah, done. Okay, so that was pretty challenging. We had to replace one JavaScript function. Perfect. Done. Okay, so there are actually like several really good top CTF teams, like PPP is one of them, LCBC is another, Paston is a really good, though they don't play a lot. DCUA totally is like one of the top teams. Our team is one of the top teams as well, Dragon Sector, and so on. Like basically all you see in top 10, these are like the top teams, and whichever team has the most time to play usually wins the season. That's how it kind of works. Okay, can I skip it? Perfect. So now we are at level 2, and I have, I guess, like, I have 3 questions. So I'm going to do one more task and do the questions, and we can wrap it up for today. And next week I'm going to do genetic programming. It's going to be basically, you know, genetic algorithms, like evolutionary algorithms with, and I will try to create an algorithm which will write an machine code program which does a simple thing. I am yet to decide what that simple thing is going to be, but I will want it to be as optimal as possible, and we'll give it, like, let it run for a while and see what magic does it come up with, basically. I'm quite curious, what's the CTF time ranking right now? I think I checked it a few days ago. So yeah, we have DCUA, no surprise. I think they won the season 2017. No, actually 2016. Yeah. That's why I mentioned that Plate is one of the top teams. It's like top 3 here, top 1 here, top 2 here. We are top 1 here, top 1 here, top 2 here, top 1 here, and so on. More Smoked League Chicken currently is called LCBC. They merge a couple of teams, by the way. Yeah, it's the Pwn Repeat. These guys are pretty amazing. They actually won the Insomniac CTF. And currently, as you can see, DCUA is first, P4 from Poland is second. Our team is third at this moment. Mate and Mim, also from Poland, is fourth, and so on. I have to admit, I do not know these teams. I do know these two, and I have no idea what this team is. But since the way the ranking works currently changed on CTF Times, it basically takes your top 10 CTFs that your team played, and this is your rating. So you just have to play like 10 high-level CTFs, and not play every CTF right now, which was a change done last season, and it stayed for this season because that was actually a good change. So yeah, the ranking will be pretty dynamic, I guess. Back to this. Cool. So let's, what do we do? Do we do forensics? Do we do cryptography? Or I'm torn. Let's do, yeah, let's do this. Programmer's assembly. We found a text file with some really low level code. Some value at the beginning has been x'd out. Can you figure out what should be there? To make return value, submit the answer as a hexadecimal number with no extra zeros, for example. Okay, sweet. Let's see. I'm curious. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is a like reverse simple assembly. This is AT&T syntax on Intel 32-bit. Intel as an x86 Intel, not Itanium Intel. We don't talk about Itanium. Now seriously, last time I talked on IRC channel about Itanium, we ended up buying 100 kilos worth of Itanium servers. So, but back to the point. So, there's something going on here, and we want this. We want basically to know this number, and we want to know when it will return 1 here. Sorry, I'm not really thinking about how to solve it. I'm thinking how to cheat this. Okay, so we put this. What's going on here? Let's see. We test if EAX is 0. If it is 0, we go to fin, which is, you know, end in several languages, I guess. Otherwise, we add to ECX, we add EBX. So to this, we add this. We add 0. That doesn't make any sense. But okay, we add 0. Yeah. And then we decrement EAX. So we decrement this. And then we loop. No, well, oh, sorry. This is AT&T syntax. I did save it. So to EBX, we add ECX. And we decrement AX. So AX is, yeah, this is just like multiplication. Python. And we get this number, and we divide it by this number. And this is our result, but we need it in hexadecimal, so this is our result. Yeah. Sorry, this was it, right? Yeah, done. Okay. This type of a challenge, it resembles the... So reverse engineering has usually what you solve when doing reverse engineering. You solve something called a crack-me or a keygen-me. So it's something that tests the password, and you have to reverse engineer to know how it tests the password, and then probably generate the password in some way. Now there is another type of reverse engineering challenges which I really enjoy, and these are called optimize me challenges, where you have to figure out what does the code do and then optimize it. And this is a really common pattern. For example, if you have, because in optimize me you just have to run the program, wait a while, and it will give you the flag. Now a while might mean 100 years. So that's why you need to optimize it. And yeah, this is a common pattern where you basically split multiplication into a loop. And then you multiply two huge numbers, which usually takes like an instant. But because it's actually a series of additions, now it takes like 1 year. So yeah. So this was this kind of challenge. I really liked it. That's fine. That's really fine. Okay, and let's do one more. That was little school bus. Let's do this. BMP. Okay. I love BMPs. I did a live stream on BMPs. I don't know if it was in Polish or in English, but I basically showed several ways how to hide data in BMP. So here we go. It looks like a school bus. Why am I not surprised? I'm going to do the basic check, which everyone should do. as in, is there any flag hidden here? No, 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 and no, yeah. Okay, so, and probably no here either. Okay, so I guess now we can actually get to look at the file itself. So looking at the hex in the hex editor, what kind of BMP is this? It's 424 and I'm 252. 252 is divisible by 4. I'm wondering if it's divisible by 4 because then there is a way you can hide data in the padding after each scan line, but this should be fine. That should not be a possibility. That being said, I am going to test it. By 4. No, it's 0. If it's 0, that means you cannot hide any data after the scan line, so this is not that trick. That being said, what is this? FE, FF, FF, FE, FF, 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 FE. Okay, there is probably something hidden in the least significant bit here. And can we do some magic because I am too bored to actually, well, not too bored, I'm too lazy to solve it in a proper way. I'm wondering if I can just copy paste it and do something with it. No, I probably will have to code this. Yeah, as you can see later, the white color, these are just Fs. So somebody hidden the message at the beginning and then just like forced the, well, didn't change the least significant bit, but it's obviously it is changed here. Let's open it in Paint again because that actually should be visible in Paint. So MS Paint. And the top of the file is at the bottom of the BMP. So it's going to be, sorry, it's going to be this area. So I'm going to do this. And yeah, you can see that it didn't really fill out this area, right? This area is not properly filled out. This line here is not properly filled out because the colors didn't match. There's something going on there. Oh wait, I have an application written for it, so I'm not doing this manually. The question is, where do I have this? Because this kind of least significant bit steganography, like hiding something in the least significant bit of color, we cannot as humans distinguish that. We cannot find it just looking at it. That's super common. That's like the basic of data steganography. So it's good to have an application ready which can decode it. And I'm pretty sure I have a folder called, yeah, and I have LSB tool. Here we go. The tool is really simple. It just grabs the bits. And it doesn't really want to run because it's missing a file. That's weird. Yeah, I actually compiled it with a really old GCC, and I need to find it now. Yeah, okay, how it works. Because I didn't compile it correctly. I should compile it so it's static, as in doesn't use the Ming DLL, but whatever, it works out. And I give it an image and an output directory. I'm going to create a directory called X, and the input file is little schoolbus X. And now if we enter the X directory, we can see that there is a lot of files created because it cut down 1 bit of each channel and then cut out 1 bit of each color and then 2 bits and 3 bits and so on. So we have like several files we can look in, and I guess I can show you it. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to press Ctrl Q, and we are going to look for the flag in this panel. Ctrl Q is basically show me this file, which is on the left. The flag will be at the beginning of the file, probably. Otherwise, I'm going to just grep for flag. I'm going to think about fixing my tool. Okay, then it might be at the end of the file, so I'm going to... Maybe I should... yeah, let's look at the end here. Look for flag, maybe. Yeah, here it is. And yeah, here we are. It actually did find it. Because it decoded the BMP, actually, that's the reason it... that bottom row was actually at the bottom of the file. So we can copy paste it and put it in our browser. Okay. So yeah, having right tools ready, written before some CTFs is also a good way to go. Cool. Okay, let's do the questions now. I'm going to finish this now. If you would like me to go through other challenges, do let me know in the comments, and I might make another live stream about it and go through like level 2, which would be more complicated. Please let me know in the comments down below after this video is archived. And for now, let's go with questions and let's wrap it up for today. Cool. You will see the questions here. Perfect. I'm going to switch to talking view, and here we go. Who cares, writes, did you ever reverse engineer something like drivers on stream to add support to some hardware on Linux that has only Windows drivers? No, I didn't do it on stream. I don't believe I touched too much kernel mode on stream. Honorary Bot, who sometimes is on the chat, by the way, did do 4 streams about Windows debugging, which is basically a primer into driver reverse engineering, I would say. But apart from that, I didn't do anything on the stream like that. Also, the topic is pretty complex. I usually do like to have my topic of a live stream to be close within 2 hours of a live stream, and reverse engineering a driver on Windows and then porting it to Linux to add support to some hardware, that's something that would take way more work than just that. So I didn't, and I don't really have plans to. It's pretty interesting though to do it. How much did you pay for IDA? A lot of money, and that's actually, yeah, I actually like thumbs up to my employer for IDA. Is it really needed to patch microcode against Spectre variant to be safe? Because I've read that this patch has horrible performance impact. I don't know, actually. I didn't look too much into how much performance impact do these do. So I don't know. I cannot answer that question. Yeah. I didn't look too much into how these are patched. What is the hardest CTF? I guess the question would be, which one usually is the has the tasks which are hardest to solve? That's one thing. The other thing might be which CTF has the most competition in it, because these might not be the same thing. I guess DEFCON CTF qualifications, that was something which always had hard task and a lot of competition. So yeah, DEFCON quals is the one I would go for. This year it might change though, because a new team is actually behind the CTF, because it changes not from year to year, but every several years. What about DLL Hellstream? What is that about? That's going to be tomorrow actually in Polish. And that's just going to be, you know, basics of DLL hijacking, DLL spoofing, how does that work, and so on. If a lot of folk are interested in it, I can do a live stream in English about it as well at some point. Is there anyone in the top in these top teams who isn't working as admin programmer, etc. For example, a cashier or something. Good question, and my answer would be yes. Probably there is somebody who is not working as a programmer or an admin. I don't know for sure, but my guess is that it's possible actually. Yeah. Okay, I guess that was the last question. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for being with me, and again, apologies for the technical problems at the beginning. Apologies for me having to rush through basically the content of the stream. If you have any questions to anything I did on the stream, do ask them in the comments down below. I will try to answer them. There's one more question. To what extent would you say CTF solving skills translate to real-world InfoSec? To some extent, basically. I know there are people that have like pen testing companies, for example, and they say that there is some disconnect there, as in a CTF player usually focuses on a constrained problem, and they know it's solvable, they know there is a vulnerability there of some kind, while during a real-world pen test, you have to have a different mindset, different approach, because you have like a list of IPs, and you don't know what's there. You don't know if there are any bugs at all. There might be bugs, and you have to have a more broader approach when looking for vulnerabilities in that case. That being said, the technical skills are depending on the category, right? So, sorry. So for example, if you're doing forensics, like incident response and so on, then forensics category might be similar, but whatever you do in your daily job is probably way more complicated. If you're thinking about reverse engineering, then CTF challenges are usually hard but small, while usually reversing an application or reversing some malware, it's more work, because these are larger targets, which are usually easier. For web exploitation or web security, that's basically the same thing. I'm going to say that, but that being said, for example, if you do pen tests for business, there's a lot of Java there, while on CTFs you really rarely see any Java web exploitation services. For binary exploitation, there is some match, I would say, though again the applications which you look at as a vulnerability researcher are way larger than CTF challenges, but CTF challenges are really small in comparison, like small contained binary, and that's not the case for the applications which you research. So yeah, there is some overlap, but there is some disconnect as well. Yeah, it's a great question, by the way. Okay, so I would like to thank you again and Disconnected for being my moderator today, and I hope to see you next week. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, and yeah, there's no mission today. Sorry, maybe next week. See you. And I'm going to leave you with some music. So bye-bye and have a great evening.